Time for Lefties Losing It. And you may recall songstress and lefty losing it elder stateswoman Barbara Streisand blaming Donald Trump for making her fat. Yes, the president's powers are truly profound. Well, it's not just Babs who's overeating because of Donald Trump. Here is Rosie O'Donnell talking about how Trump's triumph saw her piling on the weight and hitting the bottle.
During his first go-round, it was very difficult, and I got myself into some bad places. You know, I was very, very depressed. I was overeating. I was over-drinking. I was so depressed, Chris. I can't, it hurt my heart that America believed the lies about him, and then it broke my heart to be in a business that creates and sells those lies for profit. You know, it was very heavy, to tell you the truth.
Setting everywhere you turn. It's really hard to believe that this man is the president of the United States. Yet he is, and I'm just hoping that we can get him out as soon as possible, hopefully before June 14th. Now, I don't know that that's possible, but that's when he wants to have this massive $90 million military parade for himself.
That's the way I like the head down, ass up. That's the way I like the. That's the way I like the head down, ass up. That's the way I like the.
Regardless of the policy, I mean, you have Donald Trump that just got elected in November, in large part due to his immigration policy, due to his promise to deport illegal criminals. And what are the Democrats doing? They're fighting him every step of the way. They have these activist judges that are blocking him implementing the policy that Americans elected him on. And so you saw it leading up to the election, Rita. Every time there was another assassination attempt, every time they threw him in the courtroom and didn't allow him to go out and campaign, Americans saw what was happening. They saw the lawfare and they said, we are not for this. We stand with Donald Trump. His numbers just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
One coming. Ever wondered why Biff Tannen seemed oddly familiar? The filmmakers drew inspiration from a certain wealthy real estate mogul of the 80s. Think about the flashy lifestyle, the skyscrapers with their name plastered on them, and the larger-than-life personality. Sound familiar? Yep, Biff is based on none other than Donald Trump. Bet you didn't see that one coming.
Welcome to the Biff Tannen Museum, dedicated to Hill Valley's #1 citizen and America's greatest living folk hero, the one and only Biff Tannen. Inside, you will learn how Biff Tannen became one of the richest and most powerful men in America. Learn the amazing history of the Tannen family, starting with his great-grandfather, Buford Mad Dog Tannen, fastest gun in the West. See Biff's humble beginnings and how a trip to the racetrack on his 21st birthday made him a millionaire overnight. Share in the excitement of a fabulous winning streak that earned him the nickname, the luckiest man on earth. Learn how Biff parlayed that lucky winning streak into the vast empire called Biffco. Discover how, in 1979, Biff successfully lobbied to legalize gambling, turned Hill Valley's dilapidated courthouse into a beautiful casino hotel. I
just want to say one thing. God bless America.
Meet the women who shared in his passion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Donald Trump Museum, dedicated to America's #1 citizen and America's greatest living folk hero, the one and only Donald Trump. Learn the amazing history of the Trump family.
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care.
And I guess I have some very good enemies, and I like it that way somehow. And
And I really believe in trashing your enemies.
Inside, you will learn how Donald Trump's father left him a large inheritance.
Nobody's going to do more women than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. And I think they know it.
Discover how in 2016 Donald Trump successfully lobbied to legalize gambling.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you other elders, you brethren, you supporters of the truth, you believers of this ministry. Of the truth and its supporters of this ministry. Shalom to the sisters. Shalom to the elect. So, anyway, I cracked up when I saw this video. But I want to try to make it edifying in the seriousness of what's happening. Right? Ezekiel 3:17 says, warn the elect, basically, Israelites, from what's coming. But we can see the downfall of Babylon. I was just thinking of another scripture real quick. You sometimes have scriptures set and then you just think of other scriptures. We're going to go to, I just had it. We're going to go to Isaiah 47. What you want to know the scripture. I just want to read it. Some of you may not. Isaiah 47 and 2 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans represents this man that runs this system now. Remember, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 said there's no new thing under the sun. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind the meal, uncover thy locks. Make bare thy leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. So, this is the nakedness of this place is finally the skirts of being lifted up in Babylon and proven that this place was never meant to operate righteously. Right? This place was built for slavery. And it's crazy how they say make America great again. Well, it never was great for us. This is their kingdom. And what they're witnessing is the demise of their own kingdom. Right? That's what they're witnessing. And now these celebrities are getting fat. They blaming Trump. I don't know how you blame someone because you keep eating and getting fat, especially if it ain't even a loved one. I could see if, you got divorced, you lost, your husband, someone passed. I don't know, but Trump, you that depressed that, it's affecting you to the point you're eating and shoving everything down your throat and you're drinking liquor? Well, maybe you need to be in therapy. Maybe these people need to be in therapy. Or maybe judgment is coming for the wickedness that they've done, I mean, come on, liquor bottles, you're blaming Trump. And the reason why I'm doing this video, because I had a neighbor who was a Christian, right? He was a Bible-believing, thumping Christian with a big cross on his rearview mirror. And he said, he just hoped Trump don't get in. He hopes Trump, doesn't make it. And so America can be saved. And I said, do you want to save America? He said, of course, everybody wants to live great in America. But I said, well, the Bible doesn't say that. I mean, Matthew 10 and 34 says he's coming to destroy Babylon. All through Revelation 18, it tells you that. Isaiah 47 is saying that. I mean, through the Bible it said that. Let's go to Revelation 12 and 12. And then we'll get some more scriptures. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein, in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Right? Well, I say the earth and of the sea. That's how they made a lot of their trade, from slavery even up to this day. Right? For the devil, and when you read Revelation 18, it'll tell you that the shipmasters and the trade by sea, all that's going to be shut down, man. This is how this place is funded. Right? And this will all be cut off. For the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's why you're going to see this come down. See, all these things with the big beautiful bill and all these things, the Democrats, all this stuff was set up. The whole agenda, right, was to use Eve, we'll say the black woman, use her, give her all the benefits, disproportionately pay them money, get them quick degrees, a year and a half to become masters and doctors, right? A couple of year degree, set them up over the family, make them superior. And the ones that are not able to support themselves in the system, we'll give them food stamps, we'll give them housing, we'll give them cash assistance. But now, you're not needed anymore. There's no reason for you now. So now, it's time to pay the piper, as they say. You got to pay the piper now. Jeremiah 4. Let's get that real quick. Let's go to Jeremiah 4. I'm going to just get to the last verse. Let's see what that says. So now people are getting fat. The black women out twerking. They got the alphabet parades. You can't tell me this place is not going down, man. You know? Anyway, 431, for I've heard the voice as a woman in travail, and the anguish of her that bringeth forth her first child. The voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, spreading her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul weary because of murderers. And that's ultimately all of Israel, you know, the 2/3, man. They're gonna feel the pinch. Make no mistake, all this will affect us, you know. There's just one stepping stone to it. This man is set up, and you got to understand these elites, they talk to that left-hand energy and ultimately ran by the Lord. The Lord want this man in office. Proverbs 20:24 says man's goings of the Lord. So the Lord want this man in office, and for a reason. Right? So all those years they supported the food stamps and gave all these benefits and hooked everybody up. People became dependent on it, and you're snatching it from them. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have to do that, but they knew what they were doing. These things that you see happening now has all been planned. They know exactly what they were doing. Right? Matthew 24:12. And because lawlessness, I would say iniquity, but you know, the term for iniquity is lawlessness, will abound, the love of many will grow cold, wax cold. Now, this man, Donald Trump, is a felon. And he has no problems doing what he's doing as a felon. Now, if I'm a felon, there's a whole lot of limitations on me of what I can and can't do. Why? Because I'm not of that stature. You know, I'm not of that power. And, you know, through gradualism, everybody slowly overlooks things over time. And what they give you is new iPhones, new tablets, new TV shows, new hookups, sales for bid furniture and your new car, those commercials, drive time, pick your new car. So through your luxuries, you're blind, you know. You're just absolutely blind. The love of many shall wax cold. Let's look that up in the Strongs. I don't need to make a long video out of this. Lexicon. Breathe, blow to make, to grow cold. Right? To blow cold. To chill. Implicate temperature by evaporation. Right? So the love of many shall die, basically. Different off of one hand from G4154. That's just another definition. Reduction in temperature. Properly to blow, refresh with cool air. To breathe cool by blowing, to grow cold. Spiritual energy blighted or chilled by malign or poisonous wind. You get the point. The love of many is dying cold. That's death. You know what I'm saying? That's death. Anyway, let's go over here. Second Measures. I don't know where I'm going to start at this with 15th chapter. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, all right, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, I mean, look what's going on. You got those rap Glorillas and Cardi B's twerking, and I mean, you don't see the so-called Chinese, Moabite, Ammonite in any of that behavior. The Arab woman, the Ishmaelite, the Elamite, where are they doing all this? You know what I'm saying? Where are the heathens doing all this? Now, I know they getting into rapping and everything else, but as time go on, they'll be doing it too. All nations are drunk of our fornication. I mean, I see the so-called Arab women, they walking around with spandies now, with a hijab on, or hijab, whatever they call it. It says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Right? And you got to understand, a lot of our people are depressed. And we already depressed. And then half of these people don't even know anything about Trump. They just hear that he's a bad man and they just jump on board. They haven't did any research to find out his policies and what he stands for and so forth and so on. But at the end of the day, where do you divide who gets food stamps and who don't, right? Because these are all insurance entitlements anyway. And where do you draw the line? You know? So they're here to just take everything away. Although they made all this money off of the children of Israel, and the children of Israel, through slavery, is built up this place, right? And you've used the children of Israel, the females, to destroy a nation. And then when they're all destroyed, you tell them, we don't need you anymore. We're taking your stuff from you. But what these elites don't know is the children of Israel are very resilient. And let me say, especially the elect, right? The Lord is going to put a spirit on the brothers and sisters and going to literally come together in these last days. As Isaiah 4:1 say, you're not stopping what the Lord is putting together. The Lord is going to put on the last show before this is destroyed, you know? Anyway, behold, I will bring them a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Those missiles, right? Let me go on down. For there shall be sedition amongst men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Now, that's why I put that clip in there. If you watch the whole movie, they had like sedition. It was like bone crazy. Everybody's running around the street. Lawlessness was abound, iniquity, right? As long as Biff Tannen made his money, right? He didn't have any care of the world for anything outside of his home. Right? All he wanted to do is collect the dividends. That's all it was. And if you watch that movie, it was like sedition amongst men. People had guns. You know what I'm saying? They had martial law, which means warlike law. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It was in that same movie with Back to the Future, with Biff Tannen, if you watch it. It was showing you everything. This goes to show you that they know. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses. And when I say they, that's Esau and the heads. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this is not going to matter if you just switch a great couple, you're an elderly couple, elderly family, young family, law-abiding, right? You're supposed to follow the laws of the land, Romans 13, but you don't even consider the laws of the Lord. And the Lord is going to turn up on you people for not following his laws. The Lord is going to bring judgment. And all you people who felt like, hey, I can trust in the system, this is where my love is, as long as I follow it, I can live just a great normal life. The Lord is going to intervene and show you that since you didn't follow him, although you was a great person in the society, you will suffer. Remember, the scripture says judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it begin at us first, what shall it be to them that obey not the gospel? So we're going to come in a time of Jacob's trouble. So things are going to get really tight. And these are warning signs telling you, get your ass in order. You know, we waking up the elect, but especially you Eves, get your ass in order. You better. Because the Lord is not going to have no pity. You're going to be that great family with the, you know, single mothers, right? Sitting in there with their food. And them Jakes are going to just come in there and take you and take your food. It ain't nothing you're going to do. And you can pull a gun out. Men ain't afraid of women with guns. Come on, man. This feminist movement has destroyed us, man. And what I mean by feminist is the men too. They're effeminate. Anyway, a man shall have no pity towards his neighbor, right? Because of lack of bread. Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reference me, which are from the rising of the sun and from the south and the east and Lebanus, to turn themselves against one another and repay the things that they have done to them. All right, what you've done to the Israelites. In the scripture too, it says, then it shall be known who my chosen are, right? So, let me go to another one real quick to back up that one, you know, to back up that one. Let's go to Joel, what we just read. We're going to read it right here. For behold, the days come, for behold, in those days, and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down in the valley of Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel. So these people that put themselves in that land and are not of the elect, right? Because you know our people are amongst them, but are not of the elect. That's an entirety. The people of Israel are scattered throughout the world, mainly over here in the Americas, right? In South America, whom they have scattered among the nations. So that tells you there, how the hell can they be the people if they scattered amongst the nations and parted my land? And they have cast lots for my people and given a boy for an harlot. Yep. Who else did that happen to? I guess they're going to try to make it up and say it happened to them too. Yeah. And these things happen to different, what they say, chronology of time, right? Different perpetuations of time. And it says, and sold a girl for wine. When did that happen? Yeah. Yea, and what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and carried them into your temples and my goodly pleasant things. Yeah, that goes to you, all you other nations that had a hand in it too. You all had a hand in that, man. Your judgment's coming too. Like that woman said in that movie, The Mist. If you ever watched that, she said that God requires blood, and that's the truth. And it's going to be a lot of it. The children also you have sold to Judah, and the children of Jerusalem you have sold unto the Grecians, right? That ye might remove them far from their border, right? Behold, I will raise them up, whether ye have sold them, and return the recompense upon your own head, and I will sell your sons and your daughters unto the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians as a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Now, when you go to Acts 2, it talks about the children of Israel and the people far off. I think 2:37, right? So you're going to have, the Israelites in various places. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.